So I'm Channa. My name is Channa. Uh, First of all, let me give a brief introduction of what is happening in SEMA. As you know, SEMA got consolidated or connected with AICPA. AICPA is the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, AICPA. So we had American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, AICPA separately. We had SEMA separately. So now what has happened is AICPA and SEMA have consolidated together, combined together. Now we have what we call the association. What we call the association, right? So association is the entity that was created after consolidating American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and SEMA. Association is what we call Association of Internationally Certified Professional Accountants, right? So earlier it was the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and CIMA, Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, got together to create this Association of Certified Professional Accountants. So what we call the association. So association is run by a board. Association is run by a board. For the association board, there are 26 board members available. On the association board, there are 26 board members available. There are 26 board members available. Out of 26 board members, 13 are from AICPA and 13 are from SEMA. 13 are from SEMA. However, SEMA Council is running as it is. SEMA Council is running as it is. Out of SEMA Council, 13 members will go and sit in the association board meeting as well. In SEMA, we call it a council. In association, we call it a board. So SEMA Council has members. SEMA Council is running as it is. Association has a board. Now, association board has 26 board members, 13 are from SEMA, and SEMA has a separate council. SEMA has a separate council. So council has board members. I am one of them. So I am on the SEMA council. For the next 3 years, I am available on the SEMA council as a board member for the SEMA council. In out of our team, 13 members will go and sit in the AICPA, that's the Association of Certified Professional Accountants, what we call Association Council as well. Anyway, when we have the SEMA Council, so last 2 weeks ago we had the SEMA Council in UK. I could not go because of the country restrictions, but we connected via internet. AICP association members will come and explain what is happening in the association as well. So likewise, being SEMA Council, we go for association board meeting, and for the SEMA Council, association board members are coming in. So now we are a very large organization now. Now we are a very large organization. So at the last council meeting, at the SEMA Council meeting, where we got the update of what is happening in the association as well. In the last council meeting, there were many critical things that were discussed as well. We have requested your subscription fee not to be increased, so you can be happy about it. You can be happy about it because most of you all will have an impact from the exchange rate devaluation in the individual countries, but subscription in pounds not to go up, and that is something that we are kind of arguing and fighting and on that. Other than that, the way your experience is evaluation is going to change. All are very positive improvements. All are very positive improvements. And SEMA has now announced not SEMA really, association along with SEMA. So SEMA has the same change. AICP has the same change because it's coming from the association. So association and SEMA has now introduced a program called FLP, Finance Leadership Program. So if you know anyone who is started to do SEMA with some qualification, I mean, there are a lot of people who has an MBA, who has a degree, who wants to do SEMA. There is a new program available, fast track program available called FLP, Finance Leadership Program. You can ask anyone who is doing that to contact me, so I'll be able to kind of give the required support there. It's a fast track program for the people who already got one qualification. So that program is available. So likewise, a lot of changes are happening in the SEMA side. One of the things that we are pushing very hard, even in last SEMA Council meeting about 2 weeks ago, the entire full day, two full days were the meeting. We are fighting for the quality of education because there are enough 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 ways to I don't want to call it enough institute, but there are enough things happening in the market where people somehow try to pass the exams. That I think is a disaster. There are a lot to learn about it. We are not as SEMA, we are not asking anyone to memorize anything. I mean, when you want to pass an exam, I know that happens a little bit, but mostly to give you an idea about how the real world works, and in the real world, what are the things that you need to get involved. So that's the idea that SEMA wanted everyone to take. Even though a lot of things are happening in the environment, we will at Nanasca ensure you get the real learning, because that is absolutely critical. You might pass the exam, but when you go to the real world, you will stop. When you go to the real world, you will stop unless you do go through what's happening in the real world and what are the issues that you need to manage in the real world. So therefore, we are committed to ensure that you get the reality of SEMA to come to you. So that is a very brief about what is happening with SEMA. I was supposed to take about 7-8 minutes on that part. Then coming back to Nanasca, so my name is Channa. I am the lead lecturer for Nanasca. Nanasca we want to be a small SEMA institute. We want to ensure individual attention is given for the student. We want to we want to take a number of students that we can manage well and give the individual support for you all. So when you join with us, it will be individually, we'll be coaching you, supporting you. You will be able to contact me. You will be able to contact our admin team. You'll be able to contact other lecturers. So that personal touch is what we wanted to give you. And then if I try to talk about the program. So this program is called Management Case Study, MCS. This program is called MCS, Management Case Study. Or this program is called Gateway Exams. Or this program is called Gateway Exams because from 2020 SEMA introduced, some of the people can directly come into MCS. Some of the people can directly go into SCS. Some of the people can directly come into MCS. Some of the people can directly go to SCS. So there are some people who might be here who directly came into MCS. For them, the exam paper is called Gateway Exams. But same exam paper, same structure, same setup, there's no change. Those who call it Gateway, those who came to SEMA directly to MCS exams, can you all please tell me yes, 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 yes? So I can see how many people are here, those who are directly coming into MCS. Okay, so you can see some of the ladies and gentlemen are saying yes. So that means you are new to SEMA. You are coming in directly to management level case study. Okay, so that's to get a feel about who is coming in here directly. And there may be some others who are coming into management level case study under FLP as well. Anyone who is coming under FLP, just say yes. Anyone who is coming under FLP, Financial Leadership Program? Okay, okay. So all those changes are there, all those things are there for the betterment of the students, for the betterment of the members. Right. Now let me give a brief about the program. So I'm going to take 10 minutes to explain the program. I want your full concentration. I want your 100% concentration. I want your 100% concentration when I explain what the steps are. SEMA has given a pre-seen document. Pre-seen document is 21 pages long. The pre-seen document will talk about a company. Pre-seen document will talk about a company. We need to learn about that company. Once we learn about that company, you go to the exam. On the exam day, the questions will be asked based on that organization on which the preceding document was given to you. So therefore, it is important for you to understand about the preceding document fairly well. Now, we don't want, we don't want to ask you to read the entire pre-scene on your own. Of course, you could do that. We encourage you to do that. This is the pre-scene that is available. This is the pre-scene that is available. Issued today for the students. Issued today for the students. So the pre-scene is a company called Frinta. Some people might pronounce it slightly differently, but this is what the organization that we are talking about, right? So this is the content page of it, and you can get some idea about what kind of organization this is. Now, we don't want you to ask to read this document on your own. It might not be user friendly that much. So in our NANASCA course, we start with a document. We start with our teaching with the stage number 1. Stage number 1 is KYP. This is our stage number 1. So KYP is stage number 1. That's the position available. That's the stage available for you to understand the pre-scene very well. KYP is a PowerPoint presentation. Obviously, KYP stands for Know Your Pre-Scene. So this is a PowerPoint presentation for you to get to know the pre-scene. It will be easier for you to read the PowerPoint presentation because whatever given in the pre-scene will make your life easier by putting it into a nicer format with the pictures, explain it further. So instead of reading that 21-page boring document, if I may call it, here you have a nice document for you to go through it, read it. You will find it better and easier to understand. That is the stage number 1, KYP. So now, I'm not going to discuss KYP today. Today is only a 1 hour session, little bit more than 1 hour if at all, just to introduce you to us. Therefore, I'm not going to discuss the KYP with you today, don't worry. But I'll just show you what kind of a document that I'm talking about. This is what the KYP looks like. This is what the KYP looks like. First part is to say what the KYP or that. Then, you are a finance manager. Okay. What kind of a company are we? Here we go. Then you will be able to understand what kind of an organization we are. Name of our company is called Frinta. Nature of the business is, what is the nature of the business? Manufacturing electronic devices for the control of domestic heating and ventilation system and smart devices. So you don't understand what that is. I'll explain what that is later. Origin of the company is coming from the 1970s. So this fairly old company. All right. We are established in Westland. Don't try to Google where Westland is. Westland is a fictitious country. Don't try to Google where Westland is. The company is available in Westland. Head office is in the capital city of Westland. Westland currency is W dollars. Westland is a developed country with a high standard of living. Right? So then it goes on to other details of the company. Oh my God. Frinta is a listed company. In 1990, we became a public listed company. We had an IPO. In 1990. Initial public offering. We are a listed company today. What do you think? When you are working for a listed company, will the things be different than you work for any other organization? You tell me. I will share my views with you. I work as a CEO for a public listed company. I'm a CEO of a public listed company. The pressure that you have because you are a public listed company is a substantial matter of consideration. how the things should work within the organization, because you're working for a public listed company, things are fairly different. Now I report to the board of directors. Now the board of directors is going to change. New directors are going to come. Non-executive directors, how critical they are. The entire story, you being a public listed company, is important for this case study. I'll be pleased to share my experience of being a CEO of a public listed company. So they have a board of directors of a chief executive, production director, marketing director and distribution director, finance director. Finance director is your boss's boss, right? HR director, research and development director, and all that. But then I did not explain to you what kind of a company that we are. We are an organization mostly facilitate for you to have a smart house, right? We build something very similar to Alexa. What we do is we have a small gadget. Today is the first day, so I will not go into detail of it. We have a small gadget which has a camera on it. When you come home, let's say your name is Peter. When you come home, our small gadget has a camera. When Peter is coming in, we recognize Peter. So we'll say, "Hi, Peter. Hello, Peter. How are you?" And you can talk to it. You can say, "Switch on lights." They will switch on the lights. So IoT, Internet of Things. You know what IoT is, right? IoT is IoT, right? IoT is, you have, take a refrigerator. Take a simple example of a refrigerator. The fridge. Fridge is now connected to internet. Fridge is now connected to internet. Why the fridge should connected to internet? I don't know. Even this chair can be connected to internet if you want. There will be chairs very soon. The chair is connected to internet. So why should the chair be connected to internet? I don't know. You can think about many things. If the chair is connected to internet, maybe when I sit on the chair, they will see what my weight is. They will see what my weight is. And if my weight has gone up above a certain limit, they will update the medical center. Look here, this guy Channa is not maintaining his health practices. His weight has gone up. The chair is connected to internet. Chair can give me the results of how often you have used the chair, how many hours, when did you use the chair during the week, during the day, right? Are you using from 5 to 6, or are you using it during the day? When you sit on the chair more than 30 minutes, it can give you a reminder, get out. Sitting on the chair for a longer period is bad for health. So I don't know what it can do, but the chairs can be connected to internet. The refrigerators now are already connected to internet. So in the refrigerator, there's a camera available. In the fridge, there's a camera available. The camera will watch how many items are available. So there's a tray where you put apples in. So you have put 10 apples. You can give instructions. When the number of apples comes down to 4, you need to reorder. So the camera in the fridge will sensor, not really a camera, sensor, will see how many apples are available. 10 apples, you're going to eat apples every day, right? 10, 9, 8, 7. When it comes to 4, the fridge, which is connected to the internet, will place an order with the closest supermarket for 10 more apples or 9 more apples or whatever. So when you go home, apples have arrived and money has been debited to your credit card. So IoT is everything that we have around can be connected to internet. My TV can be connected to internet. Obviously, your vehicle is connected to internet. So when you get into the vehicle, they will recognize your face. They'll say, "Peter, please welcome. Please welcome to the vehicle again." You go and sit. The vehicle will adjust the side mirrors to your, depending on the person, side mirrors needs to be adjusted. The seat will get adjusted to your preference. Or your size or whatever it is, right? Your preferred music will start to play. right? So vehicle is connected to internet, and it will give you a reminder. It will say, look, every Sunday evening you are used to go there. Aren't you going there today? Aren't you going there today? The vehicle will talk to you and say. So likewise, we are building this small gadget which is connected to the doors, which is connected to the lights, which is connected to the TV, which is connected to everything. So smart homes is our product. Of course, other than that, we do central heating systems and all that. Central heating systems were the products that we manufactured before. Now we are mostly into this smart houses, smart home concept. That is what we do. So that's the pre-scene is all about. I'm sure you will enjoy life with us. I'm sure you will enjoy life with us in studying KYP. You can't get to know the company unless you know the industry very well. You cannot get to know the company unless you know the industry very well. If you don't know the industry, how can you get to know the company? That is why our stage number 2 is available. Our stage number 2 is available, KYI. KYI is the stage number 2. Any guesses for KYI? Any guesses what KYI could stand for? Any guesses what KYI stand for? I'm sure you should. Any guesses for what KYI stand for? Superb. Know your industry. So we will learn about the industry then. Superb. Very happy. Then we will learn about the industry. Now there's no rule to say you should do KYP first and then go to KYI. No rule like that. We can do both together. On the very first day of the session, this Sunday, very first day of the session, this Sunday, we'll start with both. This Sunday we'll start with both. I can't complete neither. I will not be able to complete both documents. But I'll do first few slides of KYP along with the first few slides of KYI. So stage number 1 is called KYP. Stage number 2 is called KYI. I'm certainly not going to do KYI now. I'm certainly not going to discuss KYI now. I'm certainly not going to discuss, but I just want to show you a draft KYI. I just want to show you a draft KYI. Not the complete KYI, but a draft KYI for you to get a rough idea. So I'll be kind of show you few slides here and there just to get rough idea about the organization, right? So if I may, so earlier we were manufacturing central heating systems, right? Thermostat is, I mean, it will measure the temperature of the room, and when the temperature comes to a certain level, it will activate. It will activate. Either it will push to maintain the same level of temperature, or to increase it, or to decrease it. All those are available. All those are available. So there are many real world companies that are very similar to us. Honeywell, I'm sure you have heard of that company. Even if you're not, don't worry, you're going to hear a lot about that company from me. We will look at those. Honeywell is a US based company. So we will talk about those real world companies as we go on. Smart speaker is what I was talking about. Is what I was talking to you about. The smart houses. It is voice activated. It's part of AI, right? Artificial intelligence. It's part of AI. Voice recognition is part of AI. So you can say switch on. Of course, you need to have a activate code. You need to call a name, and then it will get activated. Then it will manage your house. Then it will manage your house. So there are enough similar products available, similar companies available in the real world. We need to even the most popular smart speaker devices and platforms. Siri in Apple is an example, which I'm not going to go into details now. Now I won't go into details, but then we need to kind of go through those details as we started, right? So Google Assistants, I'm sure you have heard about them. If not, you are going to discuss about them a lot with us in the next few days, because that will be Alexa, right? So those are the real world products available. But then you will need to, KYI will stop you doing your own Googling. Of course, we encourage you to do Google and learn a lot, but you will see a lot of work had been done by us, and we are presenting them for you. So it will be, so I'm not going to explain these slides now, but I just want to show you that is our stage number 2. Stage number 3 is called GR. Stage number 3 is called GR. GR stand for, not Gotabaya Rajapaksa for sure these days. GR stand for ground rules. GR stand for ground rules. What do you mean ground rules? What you are supposed to be doing on the exam day. What you are supposed to be not doing on the exam day. Basic ground rules available when you do the exams with CIMA. What are the ground rules available? As an example, the exam paper is going to be entirely online. I mean, one of the things that you should be proud to join CIMA simply is, I mean, you'll be surprised how CIMA will react to things. Now, even when the COVID came in, CIMA said, why don't you do the exams at home? Chapter close. Initially, we did not like it. We were worried, what do you mean exams at home? That will not be a good idea. But when CIMA came up with a system where there's a camera available, someone is watching you for the entire 3 hours. Speakers are on, so if someone talk to you in the room, they will get to know. You got to take pictures of the room and upload. And there's all the controls required are there in the system, and very successfully tested and working very well. So one of the things that you will learn with CIMA is how we can react to what's happening in the environment. Anyway, my point here is the exam paper is entirely 3-hour exam paper. Therefore, one of the ground rules available is WPM matters a lot. Because you're going to type. You're going to type for 3 hours. How many words that you're going to type matters a lot. Therefore, WPM matters a lot. WPM may stand for what? WPM may stands for what? WPM may stand for what? Yes, WPM stands for what? WPM stands for words per minute. So now, in my life as a lecturer for last 25 years, I've seen people whose WPM is about 16 words a minute, 17, 18 words a minute. And I've seen the participants whose WPM is 36, 37, 38, 39. So I have seen these two different extremes. I've seen these two different extremes. Whatever the level where you are, my challenge is know that number one. Is your WPM 25 or 35? It matters a lot. It's a ground rule for us. It matters a lot. Whatever your WPM, you shall try to improve a little bit. At Nanaska, we will give you a separate strategy for the people whose WPM is very high. We'll give you another strategy for the people whose WPM is low. We'll give a strategy for the people whose WPM is very high. We'll give a strategy for the people those WPM is less. That is coming as a ground rule. That is coming as a ground rule. So I'm not going to teach you what the ground rules are. I'm trying to tell you what the steps that we are going to follow. Right? Another ground rule. On the exam day, CIMA is working hard to ensure you don't feel it like an exam, you feel it like a real world day to day. Real work, usual day. Of course, you don't feel so, you know it's an exam, but CIMA is trying hard to tell you, look here, think of this exam as one day of your real working environment. So therefore, what SEMA is doing is SEMA is setting the exam paper. When you start the exam paper, you get an email from your boss. The email says, "Hi, how are you? Hope you had a very good weekend. Uh, now we have a problem with our pricing of some of our products. We think some of our products are losing money. I think our costing system is not fully accurate. Therefore, we want to ensure accurate costing systems. We want to see how activity-based costing, A, B, C. We want to see how activity-based costing can be used. We want to see how activity-based costing can be used, right? So the question paper comes to you as an email from your boss. So there's no exam paper. On top of it, it doesn't say in red exam paper. You should answer all questions. Nothing like that. It's an email from your boss. The email will say, "Hi, how are you? Hope you had a great weekend." Some of my students come and say, the boss on the exam day is better than our actual boss in the real world. Our actual boss in the real world is not that polite. So it looks like an actual real world working experience. You got to reply to that email. Your reply is going to be the answer for the email. Email from the boss is the question paper. You are answering email, reply email is your answer for the exam paper. Now, there'll be 4 emails from your boss. You got to reply for each email. Each email for 45 minutes. When the email comes to you, you have 45 minutes to respond. 45 minutes into 4 is 180 minutes, which is 3 hours. 45 into 4 is 180 minutes, which is 3 hours. So that's what the exam paper is about. You get the email number 1, we call it section number 1. You get email number 2, you call it section number 2. When you get email number 1, you have 45 minutes. If you want, you can finish in 35 minutes. No harm. If you want, you can finish in 35 minutes. Balance 10 minutes cannot be carried forward to the second email. Very sorry. Balance 10 minutes cannot be carried forward to the second section. Second email you can't carry forward. Number 2, ground rule number 2, you can't come back to section number 1 later to use the balance 10 minutes. None of those functions are available. None of those functions are available. So those are the ground rules that we are talking to you about. When you join NANASCAR, there are stages that we are going to follow with you. Stage number 1 is called KYP. Stage number 2 is called KYI. Stage number 3 is called GR, ground rules. Stage number 3 is called ground rule. Stage number 4 is called DD, which stand for deep dive. Deep dive. Deep dive into what? Deep dive into what? Deep dive into the pre-scene. We do an in-depth analysis in the pre-scene in the stage number 4. Stage number 1, KYP. Stage number 1, we learn about what is given in the pre-scene. Stage number 1, we learn about what is given in the pre-scene. Stage number 4, deep dive, we challenge the pre-scene. We go to the depth of the pre-scene. We argue about the pre-scene. Stage number 4 is called that, deep dive. Stage number 5 is called co-activities. This is very, very interesting. This is very, very interesting. Co-activities. SEMA has done a research. What kind of work a management level student would do in the real world? SEMA has done research to see what kind of work a management level student would do in the real world. So based on that, Based on that, SEAM has identified what we call co-activities. What do you mean co-activities? Co-activities. What are the most important activities you will do in your office? SEAM has identified a list. That is what you call co-activities. That is what you call stage number 5. That is what you call stage number 5. That is what you call stage number 5. So what do you mean? So what is the importance of co-activities? They are the ones that will be given on the exam day. They are the ones that will be given on the exam day. So exam day, your questions will be based on the co-activities, nothing else. Exam day, your questions will be based on the co-activities. So co-activity number 1 is evaluate opportunities. So in the business, as a person who is getting involved in the business, one of the things that you will do is you will evaluate opportunities available. So therefore, SEMA will say that is the co-activity number 1. So what do you mean by evaluate opportunities available? You evaluate whether we should expand the business. You evaluate whether we should sell online or not. You evaluate whether we should introduce a new product. You evaluate whether we should go into a new market or not. You evaluate whether organization structure should be changed. A lot of things to be evaluated. You evaluate the opportunities available. So now my job is to look at the pre-scene, explain the pre-scene to you, and then my job is to see what kind of opportunities that will be there on the exam day for you to evaluate. What kind of opportunities will be there on the exam day for you to evaluate? Then we need to evaluate all those within our course. So hopefully on the exam day, when you go to the exam, you will find it very comfortable exam for you to manage. Now in the last exams, we had the gateway students. In Sri Lanka, when we look at the marks for the gateway students, there were 3 students who got the highest marks, not 1. Generally, highest marks is 1 student, obviously. But last session where the results were out, there were 3 students who got exact same marks as the highest marks. All 3 of them are from our class. All 3 of them are from Nanaska class. So when I talked to them, one of the things that they mentioned to me was, look here, when you look at many different options, when you look at similar things on the exam day, we feel comfortable. So that is my game. My game is we play it together, but right? You look at the pre-scene and see, okay, what kind of opportunities will be there on the exam day for us to evaluate? I mean, will Amazon can come and buy us? Of course, that's a big opportunity available. They might come and try to buy us. I don't know whether it's an opportunity or threat. I don't know. Or we should go into whether we should have our own showrooms or not. Should we sell our products in North America? Should we do a different product for North America? Why can't we manufacture self-driving cars? Why can't we go into manufacturing self-driving cars? Likewise, various opportunities needs to be evaluated. Various opportunities needs to be evaluated. Why do I need to evaluate opportunities? Because there are 5 co-activities available. The first co-activity is evaluate opportunities available. There's another co-activity, manage risk. Then you look at what could go wrong in my organization on the exam day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What could go wrong? How do I manage each one? How do I manage each one? How do I manage each one? That's another co-activity. So what do I do? We have a stage called KYP. You know that. We have a stage called deep dive. Then we have a stage called, I'm sorry, I did a mistake. Stage number 1 is KYP. So we have a stage called KYP, stage 1. We have stage 4 called deep dive. We have stage 5 called co-activities. I will consolidate all three, KYP with the deep dive, and then relate that to the co-activities and see what questions are likely to come on the exam day based on the deep dive and based on the KYP. That is the game that both of us, myself and you all, should be playing together. I'm not going to do it alone. I'm going to come online where we have every Sunday we have a session, and I'm going to come and ask, what could happen on the exam day? What do you think? That's the discussion that both of us are going to have. That's the discussion both of us are going to have. Then we will build the different things that could happen to us on the exam day. This is actually storytelling. You need to create a story. Writing a mock paper is storytelling. Whether you like it or not, storytelling is a core part. Storytelling is a core part of the capabilities of a professional. Storytelling is a core part of the capabilities of a professional. You should be able to tell the stories. I mean, you need to convince your employees to do something. You should be able to tell a story. If you can't tell a story, you can't convince them. I'm not asking you to lie. I'm not asking you to lie, but storytelling. So storytelling is something that we do together. That is called think like the examiner. That is what you call think like the examiner. We do a session called think like the examiner. That combining KYP, deep dive, co-activities is what I call think like the examiner. Have you watched? I'm sure you watch movies. Have you seen some movies are available where FBI will go to prison, take a criminal out, but you put an ankle for the criminal so he can't go wherever he goes. FBI will be able to monitor him. And why do you want to take a criminal out? To catch other criminals. The FBI's argument is you need to think like a criminal to catch a criminal. You need to think like a criminal to catch a criminal. Give me a name of a movie that you have watched, or someone has already done that. Give me a name of the movie that you have watched where you take a criminal out and use that criminal to catch the other criminals. Or give me a name of a movie that criminals are helping to catch other criminals. White Collar. White Collar is a perfect movie to my description. White Collar is a perfect movie to my description. Right? So that is happening in the real world. That is happening in the real world. Right? That is happening in the real world. So now, relating that story here, you need to think like the examiner so you can be ahead of the examiner. Don't think the criminal example is not related. I'm not trying to say that our examiner is a criminal. That is not the point. That is beside the point, right? The point is you need to think like the examiner. So one of the funny lectures that I do, well, a lot of people enjoy it. I do enjoy it as well. We started to create stories. We started to think, I'm the examiner. How will I set the exam paper now? Based on the pre-scene, I need to set the paper. I need to be within the co-activities. So looking at the pre-scene, looking at the co-activities, looking at the pre-scene, looking at the co-activities, I write the exam paper. We think like the examiner. That is what you call think like the examiner. So these are the 5 stages available. Can you remember the 5 stages? KYP, KYI, ground rules, deep dive, co-activities. KYP, KYI, ground rule, deep dive, co-activities. How many stages are there in total in my course? How many stages are there in total in my course? How many stages are there in total in my course? How many stages are there in total? In total, how many stages are there? If it is 5, I would not have asked that question. If it is 5, I would not have asked that question. Because I told you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I ask you a question, how many stages are there in total? How many stages are there in total? After I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I will not ask you the question how many stages are there in total. If the stages are only 5, then that becomes obvious. So 5 is the wrong answer, because you are not going by the real world realities available. No one will ask that question. So 5 cannot be the answer. The answer has to be more than 5. I did not tell you how many are available, so you would not know. I did not tell you how many stages are available, so you would not know. But you should know answer can't be 5. You should know answer can't be 5. So a lot of people are guessing. Full congratulations for the people who are guessing. Very good. But the right answer should have been more than 5. Right answer should have been more than 5. But let me tell you how many steps are available. 10 in total. I divided into 5 and the 5. So first 5 we discussed. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sixth one is very interesting. We call it refresh theory. Oh my gosh. The people who came directly to MCS exams. People who came directly to MCS exams. Either through Gateway, either through FLP. Their biggest fear is what? Their biggest fear is, oh my gosh, I have not studied F2, E2, P2. How can I pass the case study? I have not studied E2, P2, F2. How can I pass the case study? Don't worry. I will refresh entire syllabus of E2, entire syllabus of F2, entire syllabus of P2 within the course. So you don't need to worry about it at all. That's my job. So don't worry. Now, those who directly came into MCS, those who directly came into Gateway, don't try to take E2, P2, F2 books and go through. You will not understand anything. Don't. Please don't do that. These are the guidelines these are instructions that I am giving. I am sure you will follow it. Whenever I tell the students don't study something, generally my students are very good, they follow that. When I ask them to go through something, about 50% will follow. Anyway, coming back to the point. Stage number 6 is we go through E2, P2, F2. So don't worry. Gateway students, if you are worried about E2, P2, F2, don't worry. Last time, the highest marks in the country, all 3 came from this class, simply because we do it, so don't worry about it. It's my responsibility. You don't need to go and buy books, revise, Google, don't do anything. Let me do it for you. Stage number 7 is called practice. This is where I give you mock number 1. I'm sorry. This is where I give you mock number 1 and mock number 1 answer. Exam paper and the answer is given. Exam paper and the answer is given. Just for you to go through the exam paper and answer to see what kind of questions are coming on the exam day, what kind of answers are expected. That's just for you to get an understanding about it. That is what you call the practice. That is what you call the practice. Reality is the most critical part of our course. So I think I have been talking for last 45 minutes. Drinking water is the best health practice that you can have. If you drink a lot of water every day continuously, that will resolve a lot of health practices. So every day we will push each other to drink water. So can we take few minutes to drink water? You can take 2 minutes to bring some water for you and then start drinking. Yeah, Tanya, trust me, it's a good habit. Trust me, it's a good habit. We all of us should drink a lot of water. Right? So let's take a break to drink some water. I have some water. When you do the exams online, you need to have a water bottle like this where we can see through. The covered water bottles are not allowed. SEMA is very strict on the exam day. This kind of water bottles are allowed. The covered water bottle where you can't see what water inside is not allowed. Not that SEMA has any doubt whether you are going to have a black label during the exam day, but that's not allowed. Okay? Okay, shall we drink some water? Drink a lot of water, right? Coming back. Can you tell me the stage that we were discussing that we were about to start to discuss before drinking water. What's the name of it? Nisal has switched on the tap so you can drink water from that. What is the name of the stage that we about to start to discuss before drinking water? Reality. Reality is the next section, my dear friends. Nisal, where did you find that picture? Is it there in my picture list? Where did you find it? Is it there? Wow. So you, yeah, I never knew that's there. So hereafter, when I explain drinking water next time, I'll put that. Thank you very much. Okay, coming back. Reality means what? I'll give you 6 mock papers for you to do on Nanaska exam engine, which is very similar to CIMA exam engine. I'll give you 6 mock papers to be done on Nanaska exam engine, which is very similar to CIMA exam engine. Nanaska exam engine was released just after CIMA did so. Our exam engine is an exam engine that has been used by the highest number of students in the longest period of time in the world, I am sure. In the world, the most number of students for the longest period of time, our exam engine must have been the exam engine used. So you will enjoy doing the exams online. Again, email comes, 45 minutes, it disappears. Second email comes, 45 minutes. You can type answers like you reply to an email. You can practice mock number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the exam engine. That section is what you call reality. So we mark all your papers. We give you marks for all the papers that you do on the exam engine. And we will tell you what your weaknesses are individually. Individually, one by one, we tell you what your weaknesses are. Different people get very high marks due to different reasons. Different people get low marks due to different reasons. So we can't give a one common injection. It will be catered for your specific issues available. So what we do is we do an individual session with you. My lecture panel will do individual session with you to show you what your strengths are, to show you what your weaknesses are. That will happen for all the mock papers that you're going to do. So that is what you call the reality. Section number 9 is, I don't know. Section number 9 is what we call a Kottu. Section number 9 is a Kottu. Section number 9 includes PM, FM, and PI. Section number 9 is a mix of very few things. Section number 9 includes PM, not Prime Minister, FM, not Finance Minister. Section number 9 includes Power Mock, PM Power Mock, FM Finance Mock, PI Possible Issues. So, Power Mock, Finance Mock, Possible Issues are included in section number 9. Section number 10 is obviously what I call revision. Revision needs a revision. So there are 10 sections available. Number 1, KYP, KYI, deep dive, ground rules, co-activities. KYP, KYI, know your pre-scene, know your industry. Then we go to the depth of the pre-scene, deep dive, ground rules, what are the rules available for you on the exam day. 5th one is co-activities, because there are 5 co-activities available. Why co-activities is the 5th one? Because there are 5 co-activities available. On the exam day, there are 5 co-activities available. That's the 5th one. Then starting from the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 6th is refresh theory, 7th is practice mock number 1, 8th is the reality mock number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We mark, give you the feedback. 9 is the Kottu, which include finance mock, power mock, possible issues. 10th is the revision. So those are the 10 steps that we do. Now, how do we talk to each other. Do we have live sessions only once a week? Is that good enough to pass? Not at all. That is why we have one of the best LMS available, learning management systems. All the lectures will be loaded into that. All the videos will be there. All the materials will be available. Actually, there's a question from Dina on that. Dina, yes, we do have LMS. So you come for the session, you learn it, or you miss the session because you have something very important, like going out for dinner, whatever it is, right? If you miss it, you're not going to die because of that. The recorded version is available on the LMS. You can go and watch it. And you can call me next day to say, look here, I watched your video. I don't understand anything. Can you explain? So then I'll be able to explain. Other than the live sessions, a lot of recorded videos will come in to the LMS. I love videos. You love videos. But it will be more interactive. So you can have, there are audios available as well. They will come into the WhatsApp group. We are going to have a very active WhatsApp group. Why it is very active? Because you are going to post things into that WhatsApp group related to the industry. You are going to do that. I'm going to do that. Every day I'll upload one video. We have an industry expert. She will upload one video every day. And you need to upload videos as well, related ones. You should watch it and upload. So in the WhatsApp group, I will send you some audios. You can listen to those audios when you go to office, when you come from the office, at the office, or when you go for the meeting with your CEO. CEO is talking about the company progression, the big problems available. You can look at in management level case study. You need to, you know what I mean? So those audios also will come. So learning management system is a core help for you. Our exam engine is a core help for you. 6 mock exams are going to be a core help. I will do the sessions every Sunday on pre-agreed time, and you can always send me a WhatsApp message if you want to clarify anything, or if you want to get some help, and we will put you into small groups, and we'll create some competitions within the group. We'll create some discussions within the group. We'll try to meet those groups if possible. And all those activities will happen to motivate you to go for a very high mark. So this is what the overall program is all about. So this is my first 1 hour. I wanted to take 1 hour to explain the things. Then I'll give you time to ask questions. After your questions, I'll do a little bit further explanations as well. So my first 1 hour, I've almost taken the first 1 hour entirely now. Before I ask you to come up with your questions, are you clear? Did you understand what I said? Was it clear? Just tell me yes, clear if it is clear. Yes, clear if it is clear. I hope it is clear. Anyway, now please do ask any questions. Some of the names are known. I don't know, is it from the OCS? Is it from OTQ? Anyway. Okay, so please ask your questions. Time for you to ask your questions. All admin matters, you can write to admin. They will help you. Vatsala is there to help you. You can write an email to info@danaska.com. They'll help you. 24/7, they'll respond their emails. They'll help you. But anything related to the course, please do ask now. Are you clear how the course is structured? Are you clear how we are going to do? Are you clear what work you need to do? Please ask your questions now. How to access LMS? Don't worry. We'll give you the username and password for you to access the LMS after Sunday, I think, right? After our first session. Because in the first session, I'm going to show you the LMS. I'm not shown you it, right? I'll show you the LMS. After I show you the LMS on Sunday, then we'll give you the access. I'll give you the guideline of how you need to access the LMS, what is available where. A lot of videos are available. A lot of past paper videos are available. So you need to take it as a fun. The exams has to be fun. Your job has to be fun. Otherwise, what's the purpose of going through this mess? So let's work together, enjoy the course, and pass the course. So I'm waiting for your questions, my dear friends. If no questions, still I need to tell you a few more things. If there are questions, I will hopefully answer the questions and go into the things that I wanted to tell you. Time for questions, please go ahead and type. Please go ahead and type. So, what are the, there are questions available. What is this? How to access LMS? Yes, I have just now answered that, my dear friends. Others, any other questions? Wow. So, Sachini has question. Sir, will Feb 2022 and November 2021 pre-scene be the same? Exactly the same. There are 4 exams for the year, 2 pre-scene. Same pre-scene will be applicable for 2 exams. So, November and Feb, 1 pre-scene. May and August, another pre-scene. Okay? Yes, Sachini, yes. Others, any more questions? Please do type your questions now. I would love to answer them as much as possible. Looks like no questions. Please do type. If there's pending OTQ, will that will be an issue? No, no, no. If you are pending OTQ, join. But then this is the game that we are going to play. If you are pending OTQ, we are going to start management case study classes, but you are not going to do heavy work. You come for the session, listen to the session, and concentrate on OTQ. My job is to help you on the OTQ as well. When I say help you, I will help you for your OTQ to clarify any theoretical areas, right? Therefore, you can start, do it together. The deadline for exams are fairly closer to the exam, so you have enough time to complete the OTQ. So I came from gateway route. I have a knowledge gap. Your refresh knowledge is sufficient. My refresh knowledge will include entire E2, P2, F2. You don't need to do any other E2, P2, F2 work. I will do it 100%. Right? That is guaranteed, so don't worry about it. That is guaranteed, don't worry about it. Right. No more further questions? That's all? I thought there'll be a few more questions. Please give tips on what? I'm not very clear. Is about what will come for the exam. That will be what you call PI, possible issues. That will be what you call PI, possible issues. Okay. So now, since there are no more questions, we are going to start sessions from Sunday. I don't want you to work 3-4 hours a day. That is not required. I want you to work 1 hour every day, but 1 hour of solid work. 1 hour cannot include 10 phone calls, 20 WhatsApp messages, all that. Solid 1 hour per day is what is required. So when I say solid, fair concentration during the 1 hour, right? So that is there's one more question. Is there a possibility for exam to happen in the test center? Because I haven't tried any remote exam. Too early to say. Too early to say. Our position in SEMA is, if it is safer, if the country is open in the respective countries, exam centers will be open. If not, you can do it online. I know you have not tried it before, but everything is like that. You will need to try it for the first time. A lot of people are doing and passing, so don't worry too much about it. Right? If you want, I can explain how that process works. but it's a safe and a kind of a proper process. Coming back, I want you to work 1 hour a day, but I want you to work one day for a week, little bit more hours. You don't forget, you're going to study only 6 weeks, and you need to complete 5 mock papers. That means from the second week, you need to allocate 3 hours. It need not be a Sunday, it need not be a Friday. You can get up early morning if you like to do it. You can get up at 4 a.m. and do it up to 7. You can start at 10 o'clock in the night, do it up to 1 o'clock. But you need to allocate one sort of continuous 3 hours from the second week or from the third week, because in the last week we do about 2-3 mock papers. That's the usual pattern, right? Because the mocks will not be spread equally throughout the period. It is a little bit more biased towards the last few weeks. We do more mocks during the last week, right? So I want that commitment from you. At Nanaska, we are committed 100% to do whatever it takes to ensure you pass. We are committed 100% to ensure you pass the exam. And I want that help from you, right? And I know some of you guys are working, or most of you guys are working. Therefore, we have a reminder system. You'll get a reminder saying that, have you done mock number 3? It will be too late if you don't do it in the next few days. So the reminder will come in as a push for you to study, because we know you guys are busy with a lot of important things at office. So exams become the second priority. To cover it up, we have a mechanism like that. And you can always be in touch with me to clarify doubts and all that. So there are a few more questions coming in. Would the WhatsApp group created after the first session? Yes. Our admin team will create the WhatsApp group just after the first day session this Sunday. What is the new qualification with CIMA new combination? Right. So you have CGMA, and you do continue to go as CGMA and CIMA. So there is a better recognition, larger organization, and known in US as well. So overall, CIMA has become stronger, better, and bigger with that. So coming back, how to improve typing speed, we will discuss on the very first day. How to improve typing speed, we'll discuss on the very first day. So I want that commitment from you. Why not in your entire, so this is my last speech and we'll finish it, right? 5 more minutes. In your entire life, you will get very few opportunities to be the world's number one. In your entire life, you will get very few opportunities to be the world's number one, unless you are planning to go for Olympics, which is unlikely. So you won't get an opportunity to be the world's number one. If you do a PhD, you will not get an opportunity to be the world's number one, because there's no the best PhD of the world selected. Best PhD of the world is not selected. I'm doing a PhD these days, and I would have been the worst PhD of the world if they selected, but they're not. But in CIMA MCS exam, they're selecting the best students of the world. Why not we give it a try, you and me together? I mean, it'll be a nice way to go and tell your parents, thank you. If you're the world's number one, you can go and tell your parents, look here, I'm the world's number one. I agree, they won't believe it initially. I agree. But when they get the official confirmation, they'll say, wow, it looks right. I'm sure they'll be thrilled. I'm sure they'll be happy. And when you are the world's number one, you get the power to advise other people. I know all of us want to advise other people, right? That's something that gives the best satisfaction for all of us, advising others. If you're the world's number one, you get the official certification to advise others. Although someone will hit you back and say, on what authority you are advising? You can say, look here, this is what I have achieved. So you have a story to say. So let's work hard to achieve that. Little bit of additional work, little bit of additional commitment, little bit of additional interest on the course will ensure you are the world's number one. On the very first day, one of my jobs is to create the interest for the course. So this Sunday, I'm going to talk to about the interest. I'm going to talk to about, play some videos about the interest. So you will like the course. If you like it, generally you study it well. If you like it, I'm sure you study it well. So thank you very much for joining with us. Please send an email to info@nanaska.com now itself and register for the Sunday course. They will tell you how the administration part works of registration, payments, time of the program, I don't know, whatever that is required. And we'll start Sunday sharp on the agreed time. And from that, we'll continue for 6 to 7 weeks and ensure all of you all pass the exam. So thank you very much for joining. You have my mobile number for you to send me a WhatsApp message, call, email, or WhatsApp message, SMS at any time. You can write to info@nanaskar.com so you can be in touch with them. Register today. We'll put you into small groups and start the war from this Sunday. Right? Thank you very much. I will share my life experience with you, how I started as an audit trainee in an audit firm and how I work as a CEO of a public listed company. The great things that I have done, the stupid things that I have done, what you can learn. So we'll talk about those as we go on within the session as well. So thank you very much. Looking forward to see you on Sunday. Goodbye, good night. Drink more water and be safe. And be safe. Thank you very much. Good night, goodbye. See you on Sunday. Register now itself. And if you know anyone who's doing MCS, please ask them to come on board. Those who are coming from FLP, Gateway, I'll be talking to you separately as well. After the second class, I'll be having a separate session with you just to see whether you guys are on track. Thank you very much. Good night. Goodbye. You can send me a WhatsApp message so then I can save your number and be in touch. Thank you very much. Good night. Goodbye. Please be safe. Please drink more water. Good night. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.